Shooting Shit with Ron and T. Tonight we're reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac Reunion Part 2. But before we get started, T, tell them what to do.
Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell notification button, and let's go for the nonsense, because this is some nonsense.
Oh, child. I need a cigarette now. I don't even smoke.
Why I didn't get a drink of all the nights.
I mean, right.
Child.
Matter of fact, yeah, I might need one after. Anyway, child, the show opens with Candace and Wendy, pointing out how Giselle waits until filming to start targeting their husbands and their relationships.
And
she does. She targeted Ray.
She did.
With the whole tax thing. And I mean, I feel like she came after Ray for a couple different situations with them in their houses and all that. She came after Chris Samuels with the whole this ain't his baby, and all the way down to same thing she did with Chris, with bringing security, and she don't feel comfortable. You know, he ain't said nothing to her. She don't feel comfortable.
She said with Ray too that he was trying to sleep with her friend.
Remember? With her friend, yeah, he loved it. He liked her friend. They did it with Eddie. With the whole, you know, cheating and rumors from a blog.
Why she changed her body, because he been cheating, because he looking at Instagram model. Right,
child. And now Chris Bassett, who, you know, up until now has thought that they were friends. So, you know, I guess now you know Giselle's not anybody's friend. And we all know that. Candace said, child, there's a lot of things to quote because there were some doozies up in here. Candace said Giselle sat with Robin and Karen and said that Chris needs to apologize for what he did and has yet to show us what it is that he did.
What did he do?
Well, Giselle said, I said he made me uncomfortable.
What he do?
Well, Andy asked her, did he make you uncomfortable because you were in the room with him, or was it something that he did to make you uncomfortable? And she said, it's because he was in the room. So he didn't actually do anything.
But you said that he was in your DM and many a man was trying to be your sneaky link. That's what you said.
She said she apologized for that.
Okay, but that's what you've been saying all season. You just apologized a few minutes ago. But all season, you've been acting like he trying to be your sneaky link, or he want to see if you down to be the sneaky link.
He want to see if you with it.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Now you just
and again, this is something that happened last reunion, and she waits until filming to start talking about it, and then she want to say she only brought it up because of the things that was going on. Okay.
Because we know better than that.
Well, you know, I'm looking at it like this, because there's two ways to look at it. If it were me, and I was talking to, first of all, none of my friends' husbands are going to confront me and say, can I talk to you for a minute? Because we know that Chris was saucy, but we also know that he was confronting her about how she handled herself on that stage. And not having Candace's back, because she said herself he was complaining about Candace. I don't think he was complaining about Candace, and I don't think he came in hot. I think she didn't like I don't think he came in there like, I ain't like that. How, you know what I'm saying? Because he was like, I'll talk to you later. I think he probably came in there, and I wasn't there. I'm just saying based on how he normally does things, because Chris talk a lot like Candace talk a lot. I think he probably came in there and was like, I thought you was her friend. She thought you was her friend, and you came at her, And then this lady says, I'm not comfortable in this room, you know, because she didn't like the conversation. That's the first part.
If she wasn't comfortable, then all you have to say is, "Oh, I thought such and such ain't here. He ain't here. Let's step in the hallway.
Let's go outside,
and then be done with it."
I was gonna say, if one of my friends' husbands wanted to have a conversation with me, that's where we're gonna have it. I wouldn't have never went inside my room. No way. Unless I thought somebody was in there, like you said. But if you're gonna have a private conversation, it's not gonna be private if the makeup artist is there. So let's just stand right here and have it. Anyway, she's made it very clear that once that conversation started, the man didn't do anything. When she asked him to leave, he left. So he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. This is all on her. So what is he apologizing for?
So he make me uncomfortable just because. So anybody could just make her feel uncomfortable, and they need to
And they
apologize
supposed
for
to say
that.
sorry?
But
Giselle
then
told
you
Candace,
said,
like, she think.
then when you read the post last week, the thing you said he admitted it.
See, he said he's sorry.
You see what I'm saying? I can't.
And she said that proves it. I don't know what it proves.
That
It
proves
proves
it.
what? Well, she also told Candace, she says, Candace, she feels like, I feel like you're making it bigger.
That's what Robin said. That's what Robin said during the season.
Yeah, well, Robin is going to, mirror whatever Giselle said. Candace said you waited until you had a platform of millions of people to try to make her husband be seen as a predator.
That's what she did. And then you put your little Giselle sauce on it, like you said, and then went back and said that he grabbed that girl butt. That was
well,
never
you
said.
immediately admitted to many times that you're gonna make it saucy. Mia tried to enter herself in the conversation, and Candace said, "Shut up." And I like the way Candace handled, like, she did not back down. No matter what Giselle was trying to say, she kept on talking, and Giselle couldn't do nothing but sit there, because that's what you did. Just like you said, she brought up that that he was trying to touch that girl's butt. That's a violation. Yeah. We're going beyond you were uncomfortable because
it was in the room. It was way more. You said
way
more
to it than that.
And then
Ashley was on here trying to act like he was DMing her, which is not the case. And the thing, everybody, unless you're older and you don't like me, except I know how the thing works. On Instagram, everybody, like, when you're up in the middle of the night and scrolling through shit, you answer it when you see it. You're not finna go back later and say, this is an inappropriate time to say something to Ashley.
Well, they said, Robin was there with him too, right? Then we get that out the thing. It was a picture of them, but Robin was also there, and he said, hey, they was partying somewhere else. Y'all should come over here. So we're all in party mode.
It was a lie, probably. It was one of them things that's what I'm saying. He looking at it like, if y'all are over there, why don't you come over here?
Come over here. He promoting
not what it is. You trying to say he asked me to come to a hotel? Stop it. And so these are the things that y'all did to him, actually.
And then Mia gonna say, I mean, it's okay just to say that your husband did something inappropriate that made her feel uncomfortable. And then Giselle tried to clean it up. I didn't say that. But not only that, you talked about she was overreacting, Mia, because you joined in. You too went on there and said that Chris was trying to get with you. That he was looking at you. Get out of there.
Well, and I'm like, so, and Giselle jumped right in there. Like, I didn't say inappropriate. Like, so she's making it very clear that that's not what it was. Mm-hmm. We know that's not what it was. So then why are we trying to make it that? Because you can't say it's not inappropriate, but he was trying to see if you was with it. Sitting up there and looking at damn fool.
Come on.
So yeah, then they move on to Ashley's friend. Talking about he was trying to talk to her. This is funny to me because Ashley said, say what now?
The Cookie Monster.
Yes.
Okay.
Ashley said her friend said it was very weird because the video didn't match the mouth. Okay. I'll give her that, except for we listening to how the whole thing played out though. The video didn't match what he was saying because there was no video of him doing what you said he did. If that was the case, then it would be there, right? Because what we hear is you saying, hey, I like your shirt. Like, you engaged with him. He was just standing there. Well, if somebody's husband, you knew it was Candace's husband. So if he's over there giving you the eye and brushing up on your elbow and stuff, why are you then gonna try to engage him in conversation?
And here's the thing. What you said was said. That's what we heard was said. It just ain't the way. Cause you was like, he was talking about, ooh, yeah, your husband named Chris, my name is that too. Ooh, we got things.
We didn't see that.
He said it, but he ain't say it like that. You know what I'm saying? He said, oh yeah. Yeah. She said, my
Chris is a popular name.
Oh, it's a
The
popular
way
name.
he was talking to her wasn't like he was trying to engage.
Exactly.
It seemed like he was actually distracted by something.
It seemed like he was waiting on Eddie to come over there. Like, I'm trying to get my drink. I'm trying to get my drink, and this girl talking to me while I'm getting my drink, but I'm ready for my boy to come over here.
And he's wearing the microphone.
Yeah.
He's mic'd up. Otherwise, we wouldn't have heard the conversation, girl.
She didn't know that. She didn't know that.
That's why.
That was her first season.
That's why it came off the way it did. She came back and told her story, not knowing that the whole thing, like we recorded what you said, he's mic'd up.
Yep.
And if he's mic'd up, he's probably not flirting with every girl that's in the room because he knows that what I'm gonna say to her.
And none of them other girls co-signed it either.
No,
they was looking like Deborah be lying. That's how they was looking. They was looking like Deborah be lying.
You ain't even see them no more. They didn't even want to come back. Then she said, and then here comes Happy Eddie.
Cause he can't smile. Cause that's flirting. Child.
So then they bring up Robin and her speaker and her, you know, the whole IG thing with Candace. And this annoys me. The way Robin and Giselle try to explain the foolish stuff that they do is so irritating.
They're just liars.
Like, it's like they just lie, and it's like we saw it. You don't make no sense. Who exactly are you supposed to be convincing that this is like a real thing? You keep trying to sell yourself as this. I didn't do anything.
Watching it because you said I didn't do it. I just be like, oh, you know why? Because when they say that,
because I'm pretty.
Because Andy just say, okay, moving on. That's why. That's why they do that and get away. Because when you gonna stop them, like they say a lie right in your face, and you know they lying, and you move on and let them go with it. That's why they keep doing it, because they get away with it. Jeez.
Well, he asked Robin about the whole IG thing, and so Robin says somebody sent her the clip. Now Robin's lying ass, this is where you got me confused at.
Real quick.
Karen said, who sent it? And Robin said, a blog. It was a blog.
So a blog sent you
the clip. Or you saw it on a blog.
So first
the blogs be posting like, you know, that kind of thing. I was like, a blog sent you her IG. What blog was that? Because none of them seem to like you much. I ain't seen none that are like Team Robin. Just wondering. No. Was it the Shady Podcast? Is that what Karen asked her? Because Giselle was like, not my blog. Because who sent it?
Nobody sent it to her. She's lying.
She said, I wasn't watching it in real time.
She was sitting there pooping on the toilet. She seen the clip. Because that's where she was at, right? She was pooping and she seen the clip and she jumped up, didn't wipe her ass, did not wash her hands, and ran in there and told Giselle and them, oh, look what they said. Look what she said. Why do we
always need to? I don't think anybody sent it to her. I think she definitely seen it. She definitely saved it and screen recorded it for her to take it down there and be on her speaker. Because that's what she do. Robin, I really want you to stop saying when you're pooping and stuff. When they got up to go to for a break, she was like, I gotta go change my tampon. Like, why? What is wrong with you?
Trifling. She is
Girl,
trifling as hell. Oh heck. I can't. She's nasty.
you 40 as hell. Stop it.
I mean, and like Candace said, if you was my friend, you would come to me and be like,
why
girl,
you,
what is this? What is you
I know
talking
you ain't
about?
talking about me, so what you talking about?
Right.
And I mean, Candace be on thing running her mouth. Like, I don't even know why you took it to such heart. Like, why did you feel like so? It's like she said in her feelings about the way Candace was treating her. What about that had you so in your feelings? Because she was just
That's
literally up
because
there like,
no, this is what happened. This is why she was in her feelings. Because Candace was not there when
she
they
went to
did
go
what they
with Wendy.
did to Wendy. And when Candace came in, she sat down with Candace and she tried to tell Candace, and Candace was like, all of y'all was wrong. And that's why she got in her feelings.
In her
Then she
feelings.
started talking about, I don't know why she come here acting like a butthole, because she didn't take your side.
And then you follow that with Candace being mad that Wendy was not there and being like, these bitches are all fake. So, you know, that's, I'm like, why was you that mad about that? That's whatever she was saying wasn't even that serious.
That's what it was about.
Candace doing the stuff. Since we're talking about Candace, like the stuff that comes out of her mouth, and you was upset about that little thing that she said.
But everybody remember, oh, you sneeze. Oh, you got another one? Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay.
She's allergic.
Oh.
Well, and then it was on IG, like they was gonna see it anyway, because somebody was gonna let them see it.
But remember, I kept saying she was on there basically kissing Robin while she was on there. You know what I'm saying? Praising Robin. So how dare you?
Why are you mad?
What is you mad
You
at?
got mad for other people?
You was mad because of Giselle, because she was talking about Giselle.
Anyway, child. Robin said, why are you upset about me playing your words about our friends? And Candace said, because you tried to shame me. And that's what it was. Even you saying that, Robin, even you saying, why are you so upset about me saying, because you came out there with a speaker and made a whole big production. Like she was pretty much probably blindsided. Like, what the heck is going on here?
You sure did.
Well, this is your friend that you look up to the most.
That's what you said.
Showing you how she really feel about you.
Well, look. And then what Wendy say? And I said to you, this your friend?
Right. Right.
Then she would say it's not a competition. Look.
Well, she said it's definitely not a competition. I mean,
did you see Giselle's face when she was talking about that was her friend and Giselle was all round up? When Candace was saying that her and Robin was so close.
Right.
Giselle looked like
anything Wendy says or does has them. They always make faces as soon as she opens her mouth. And we talked about those dresses and how much we didn't like them last week, and I still don't. But Wendy and Candace actually do look pretty sitting on the couch. Like I see all of Wendy's like side and that thing, and I was like, okay, now like that is actually kind of dope.
Your sit down dresses.
Her sit down dress, and then Candace is like, I don't want them within 5 feet of me. Please make my dress.
Got her peacock on. Got her peacock.
Stay over there and nobody will get hurt. That's what her dress was saying. But anyway, Robin said to Candace, you get upset about things because it's done on camera, which is not fair. Because we're all filming. And while we're filming, everything we do should be out in the open.
And they was like 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Well, we all know what happened 2 weeks later. A viewer asked Candace, why does she look up to Robin the most instead of Wendy? We all want to know, Candace.
But these girls
And
are
when
not
that's
your
when Wendy
friends.
said, that's when Wendy said she felt the way about that whole thing anyway. And Robin's like, it's not a competition. No, she felt the way. When she said she felt the way, I don't think she meant I felt like I should be the one you look up to. I
No,
felt the way because I'm wondering why the hell would this person be the one you look up to when she don't even like you,
she
really?
don't like you. These are the same women.
We all wanted to know that.
These are the same women that were at your your video shoot, talking stuff about your husband. All these women right here, her included.
Is he a manager? Is she paying him?
Yeah.
And you saw that.
Mm.
So now it's kind of, I don't know, maybe Giselle versus everyone.
Mm.
Andy put it out there like Karen and Giselle were in some type of competition. Giselle had her home renovated. The renovations are coming right along.
No,
and he asked her, is that her forever home? And she says she'll be there at least until the girls leave. And then what's she gonna do with it?
Put a bulldozer to that. Ain't nobody gonna want that thing after she leave there. Hell,
We're doing, I mean, the girls is almost gone.
they
So
don't
what are
want
you
that.
talking
Yeah,
about?
they 16, the youngest ones. The heck?
So she said Giselle, she has her reasonably shady podcast, and then Karen has her variety show. I don't see the comparison, to be honest. She has a podcast and Karen has a variety show. So
Then, but you know what made me mad that he said to Karen that her Amaz should have been to Countess Vine.
I put that not
the Countess.
Countess Luann. Countess Luann. Why? What was we giving? I never see. I thought Luann's thing was a burlesque show anyway. I was like, Luann do a variety show? Because it didn't, from what I've seen of it, it didn't look nothing like what Karen was doing over there.
So Karen should be giving props to the white woman. That's what you're saying?
That's what he said. Yeah.
If you don't get the hell out of here, all these damn black shows and shit that's going on, and
Not only that, she said Wendy Williams and she said Carol Burnett. And they wanted to make it seem like she sounded crazy. And I was like, I guess I could see how her show is somewhat of a fusion of hosting. And how come I can't be like, those two people are kind of who I look to. That's how I'm trying. Because what her variety show is turning into a thing. I don't think you have it all figured out. Like she had her boy over there. He gave her some ideas. It turns into a thing. Okay, I don't know how us saying that Countess Luann I'm just grateful to her because of it.
So in that case, should Ashley be grateful to Karen then? Because Ashley's going on the road with her show right now. So we're not asking her. Is she looking up
Ashley's going on the road?
Yes, Ashley got a show. Show.
What show? Doing what?
Child, Ashley on TikTok move. Shit, hell, I don't know. It's a drag show, I think.
Okay. Ashley.
Yeah,
Ashley got 2 little babies at home. Sit down somewhere, because what your life is when you have 2 little babies at home is not, I'm getting ready to go on the road. And if you think Michael is going to be sitting still while you going on the road, touring, doing whatever it is you do, I'm not sure what that is. Hopefully it's not singing, because nobody wants to hear that.
Girl.
And your TikToking is
it ain't ticking.
Andy brings up, that Giselle went through a hysterectomy, and he asked her, what kind of man is she looking for? She wants a funny man with a big dick. If Robin ain't on her period or taking a dump, this one is over here talking about somebody's dick all the time.
Hold on. Ashley Darby's drag brunch tour. Then ain't no bite off of Karen, no.
I didn't even know it was a thing. So
Karen had the whole drag queens, the whole variety show, and with dinner and all of that, and hers is a brunch tour. But we ain't at Ashley nothing.
Would I go see Karen's variety show if she came here? I might, because depending on where it's at.
Ashley's.
No, I'm not doing that.
I ain't gonna see Giselle and Robin either.
I'm not gonna go see Ashley's, and it has nothing to do with her TikTok, and it's for a different reason, and we'll get to that. Robin says they never even watched a podcast before they decided, launching theirs. Robin, that's a daggone lie. I don't even know why you would say some stuff like that. Wendy was like, that's not smart. And she was like, don't hate, we're successful. I mean, I guess I don't know anybody that listens to their podcast, and I gave them 9 minutes of my time that I, can't get back. So if they're successful, then I guess she said, how many video? Did she say 800 or something they've done?
Child, it went out my head because I couldn't care less.
Because she was talking. And
yeah,
you tend to not listen when she talks. Any questions Karen about being a copycat? Wendy had the candles. Karen said, I have been said I was gonna do candles. And I feel like anybody that does fragrances and all of that kind of stuff, they always include candles. Candles is an everybody business. It's not a Wendy business. So let's stop saying.
Mia had candles after Karen and Wendy.
All of them, Ramona over there in New York, and Vicky and them, if they doing candles and wine and wigs, that's what they're all doing.
Yeah.
He was talking about, Giselle and them's podcast. Karen is not doing a podcast, so there's no comparison to me. That's apples and oranges. I don't know why, he's sitting there trying to pit them against each other. Stop coming for the Grand Dame, because she studied for this test. She know what, It's real easy to answer questions when you're not making stuff up in the moment. Karen has the actual business. I don't know what Wendy's doing with the candles. Not promoting them because we didn't talk about them. So maybe she's off that. But we also know that
she still have them, because I had heard people said that
I know they were really expensive. So
she had them at the little thing.
What thing?
The thing.
At the BravoCon thing that
BravoCon. Because this one guy was saying to get her autograph, you had to buy her candle.
Well, I wouldn't have her autograph because
take a picture take a picture with her. That's what they were trying to do.
Okay. I don't need that either. I'm just saying. And whatever you got to do, girl. They're at BravoCon. That's what you do. Like, you came there to get some Housewives stuff, I guess. Buy a candle and take a picture. Sounds reasonable.
Pissed me off.
Karen said her show was sold out, though, unlike the Reasonably Shady girls over there with them 12 people in the audience. And I believe that, because like I said, if I looked up and I found out, oh, Karen gonna be here next month, I'll probably just get a ticket, because why not? I know it's gonna be entertaining.
It was a nice show, and I said she had real food and everything.
Dinner and a show.
Yeah, it was a show. She had comedians, and she had CC Peniston.
Anyway. Andy said if there was a group called the Robins, what would it be called? She said boring. She's not wrong. I can't even say nothing about that.
Fake liars.
That would be accurate too. So Giselle talks about her surgery. She said this was the most feedback that she's ever gotten. And I'm wondering why, because she didn't share any of it. I feel like there was one scene with her in the ice cream place and one scene with her in the car. What did she share?
Don't put it on producing. When she put it on producing, I wanted Andy at that point to stand up and stand up and say, that's not true. We didn't, that's all we shot with you.
If you're giving production, you shooting at an ice cream shop with your grown-ass girls having a conversation about mommy has something to tell you, I'm sure that they didn't. Giselle couldn't express herself in that moment, talking about I'll talk to you later. So how are we to believe that she gonna share any of that?
I believe what she shot is what she gave them, and don't
That's
try
what
to
she
say
gave.
I shot more and they just didn't show that. Don't, and Andy should have put her ass on blast with that.
No, instead he asked, how was it telling your girls that you had to have surgery on camera? And she said it was hard. It was super hard.
It
And I'm like,
wasn't.
we couldn't tell.
She made light of it.
She got emotional and she said, we'll talk about it later. And he said, we'll talk about it now. Like, if we're later, when are we supposed to talk about it?
She don't feel like she need to talk in front of nobody.
You want to talk just with him about it?
And here's the thing, just like everybody was talking about, Robin could have had this side conversation with her. Y'all could have did that. Because she said, I don't want to talk about that with people I don't like. You and Robbie could have did a whole little thing, more than that little quick little 2-second phone conversation. She could have been going with you to the doctor and all of that. Y'all didn't do that.
Her girls should have been going with her to the doctor.
At least the
That was
oldest
the whole
one.
thing. I feel like I have one that's 23 and one that's 17. I feel like they both should at some point be going and listening to the doctor and hearing what's going on, because you go to a doctor and you come home and you explain it back the best way you know how. Giselle's not that bright. She's proved that repeatedly. I feel like it's a thing that would have been a story. She's saying they were so terrified. I mean, she said that she was in surgery and then there were hours where, that they didn't hear back, and that is traumatizing to her family. I get it. It's surgery, regardless to what kind of surgery it is. If you go in there and you're supposed to be out at a certain time, and then now as hours have gone by and I haven't heard nothing, that is traumatizing. But maybe it would be less traumatizing had your girls been along the whole journey, not at the ice cream store.
You know why Giselle don't want to talk about it? Giselle is always trying to make it seem like Karen and them are so old, and she called them old so many times. And anything that has to do with anything with her aging or anything like that, she doesn't want to show that. You know what I'm saying? She can't be the sexy.
I get that.
52-year-old woman.
When you saying stuff like, I don't feel like Kimmy is over there giving a whole.
That's what I'm saying. She can't be the sexy 52-year-old woman that she is. She don't want to do that. She wanna. I want the young boys and this and that. And she can't.
How does that make you not sexy though?
That right there, she felt like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna talk about that. I don't want to show my age. And then her girl put her on blast because she was like, how old is our boy? What's the difference? I'm not saying. And Robert was like 16. It's 16-year age difference when they said his age. And I was like, oh, she just put her age out there.
Well, her age has been out there. I was going to say, I'm in the same age bracket. A hysterectomy doesn't even necessarily have to be attached to your age, but you're on television and it is what it is. So
yeah, it don't have to be, but anything that has to do with Giselle, she does this ageism thing. How many times has she called them, oh, I'm over here watching this geriatric fight.
Right.
She the car, and I'm like, she just said she 5'9", you 52. That math ain't math. If she geriatric, you right there with
her. Karen exudes a lot of sex appeal that Giselle don't.
Absolutely don't
have.
But she thinks
she's older.
Huh? She do though.
She doesn't though.
She absolutely don't. Do you see her walking in with them bad feet? When she was going the Karen thing, her feet look like they hurt all to be hell. She be wearing them old women bathing suits.
I don't know. I think she's I'm pretty. I heard, I hear it, but she ain't sexy. So it don't have nothing to do with like you are what you are, girl. You're not gonna be able to stop that train. the conversation wasn't had because of that, and that's crazy because it was a moment for her. Like even when she was sitting up there tearing up, it was hard to feel sorry for her because I feel like that's why she was crying. Because it made her like have to have
Be
a
human.
reality check about how old she is. And that's unfortunate. Because if she wasn't such a cranky old biatch, she probably would be as pretty as she is. Remember, like people like Lena Horne, where every time you saw her, it didn't even matter if she was 90, she was just always really cute and.
I used to work with this lady. When I first met her, I was like, she's really pretty, just upon seeing her. And then to know her, that prettiness just faded away. I was like, I don't even see that no more. She's
No
so
more.
evil.
I
And
don't
she
see it
kind
when
of
I
reminds
look
me a
at
lot
Giselle
like
or
Giselle.
Robin. I was like, when you look at their face aesthetically, yeah, you can, but I don't see it anymore. I would have to unknow them in order to look at them and be like, oh, she's pretty. And when you look at Giselle now, it's like all that anger, like you worried about the uterus, girl. That energy you giving off is terrible. You like a cranky old witch.
Right.
And Karen is over there dumbing it up because I don't know, girl. But moving on. Andy confronts her about how she keeps her own business to herself, but she be pressing other people to share their business. And that's when she blamed production. She's claiming she put it out there, but she not gonna sit in front of people that she don't like and talk about her and she kept gesturing to Wendy. I'm not gonna sit with people that I don't like and talk about my health issues. You'll talk about
like, I don't
anything.
care.
No. I mean, I don't like you either.
Wendy didn't sit there and talk to you about her medical issues.
I don't feel like she gave it to anybody. Even that conversation that she had with Robin, like you said, should have been a sit down where they're actually discussing it. Like, share something, girl. You're gonna have to get off. Like, if you don't want to be on the old train, get the hell off of TV because ain't no stopping it, girl. What you gonna do? And as far as reality TV is concerned, with all the fakeness, I think people are gonna be falling off. Nobody is even excited to see this shit anymore. If y'all just gonna be sitting up here making stuff up, it just, Thank you, Robin, for exposing what really be going on.
Right.
Besides your health issues though, like what else do you have going on? Like if you don't want to share that, if you don't have, feel like that's a comfortable space for you.
And y'all keep bringing up this old clip from when the season first began with the guy that came to visit her. Ain't nobody came and visit you since?
She didn't invite him to come visit her. If he comes to town, she'll see him, but if she doesn't be inviting
But
him.
invite his ass to come while you taping. Because other than that, what you got going on? Now all
do you
of
really
a
want to
sudden,
see that? Because that's not real either, though.
it's not real. Just like all of a sudden, off of camera, all of a sudden you got this young boy, and we supposed to be excited because off camera,
I said that. I was like, none of this stuff is filmed. And I'm like, Andy, why are you bringing up any of this? Because we didn't see any of it.
Exactly.
We saw none of it. We saw her have a conversation about how she needed to get surgery, and the doctor told her not to go nowhere, and she said she was going anyway. And she did. She went all the way to where? Miami or Mexico, wherever she went when she wasn't supposed to go. So that part we do know.
And why it's kept, I don't know why it was complications, but that might have had something to do with it because he advised her ass.
He asked her not to go.
Not to go. So
Giselle said if any of the ladies have questions that they don't want to answer, then they don't have to.
So why did we have this whole sit down with Wendy that one season? And y'all
not just Wendy, everybody. You be acting like everybody is supposed to tell you what's going on in their business. And Karen said if they say they don't want to talk about it, then you keep pressing them. Like you keep pressing her with Sharice every turn of the corner that we had to endure this season of you saying, what's up with you and Sharice? What's up with you and Sharice?
And I don't understand why Karen don't want to talk about it. That was you. And then the producers, I wish y'all would show that. Right when she said that. Show her.
She said, I don't mess with her. Period. That's it. What is there to talk about? If I'm telling you, I'm telling you. You keep saying what's up with me and Sharice. I keep saying nothing because there's nothing to talk about. So you do press people.
And she kept saying, I'm going to find out what it is. I'm going to get down to it.
I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Then you went on a whole tour to everybody's house trying to get the tea. What was going on with Mia? What was going on over here? Though when you went over Karen's house, you was going around trying to make them tell their business.
Well, Candace says she bullies people.
She do.
And Mia said, yeah, like cancer, no cancer, because that's what you did to her. And you
know what he did? He skipped right over that.
He skipped right over it.
Mm-hmm.
Andy asked her if she dumped whatever that dude is for Winter House Boy, and I'm like, we didn't see none of this. I don't want to talk about that. So why are you bringing it up? And you trying to promote your other show at the same time, the other Bravo show, because So then we talk about all the things that Wendy wants to do, and Wendy wants to open a lounge. This relationship with Peter, what is it? And Mia throws a drink at her. Mia says she sought advice from Ashley and Candace about restaurant business and owning a lounge. So, and they, they verified that when she was going through because everybody was like, this Wendy don't really know what she's doing. She told y'all she don't know. And I'll give her that because, she's been living for her mama. So she's in a place now where she can financially probably explore some things she likes to do. Why not have a lounge? And she seeked their advice, and they told her, the ins and the outs. And Ashley said her going into business with Peter, who is somebody who knows the restaurant business, is smarter than just trying to do it by yourself.
But they all told her don't do it. So when she decided to say she wasn't gonna do it,
he got in his feelings.
Yeah, because they said don't do it. And then she talked to her husband and he basically said don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what sealed the deal. Eddie said that ain't my friend. And I think that was the end of that conversation. That's the part we saw on television. If my man says that's not my friend, that's your friend, I know what that means. Well, friend, we ain't friends because we not finna hand our money over to you. Because he basically said,
right, it's
a no. And then that on top of what Candace and Ashley told her probably was like, well, let me rethink this. Andy asked Mia, what is her relationship with Peter? And she said he's G's friend. And I was like, I thought he was your family. Like he was the first person that touched your daughter besides her daddy. And now he's just G's friend?
That's what you said.
Then she tried to explain the threesome and how this girl was his ex and not his girlfriend. And that didn't answer the question. He said, what is your relationship with Peter? Not the girl that he at one time had a hookup with. She says Peter didn't hook up with them.
Lies. Okay.
I don't know what they got going on over there, but she ain't never explained. One minute he's her family, the next minute he's G's friend. And I'm gonna go with that. He's probably G's friend. And y'all be being freaky. Amia always has her own version of a story, and then she sat up there and insinuated that Wendy was smashing Peter.
Mia's a liar.
Nobody believes that.
She's a liar. And the way she tried to explain what happened, I was just trying to explain business to her, and then she got all irate.
No, you wasn't. We were sitting there watching that too. You were mad at her because she didn't tell Peter that she was in Miami, which is none of your business.
Well, first of all, You called Peter, told him that Wendy was there, and he said, I got beef with her. And your whole thing, oh, you got beef. Oh, I'm going to find out what the beef is. And she went to them. Peter said he got beef with Wendy. And then let you know, I'm going to find out because that's my brother and blah, blah, blah. That's
no, he's not. He's G's friend.
That's what she said.
I'm just telling you what she's saying now, girl. Well, one thing about it, we gonna say this. Peter is not a colorist, and Wendy's beautiful. So I'm not, saying that he wouldn't be attracted to Wendy. He's a scammer though, and he's a name dropper, and he likes to talk about the women that he hooked up with, and I feel like he ain't never like throw that out there like that. Like he didn't come across like he was getting with Wendy. That ain't never been.
She said they had a meeting after hours and he had a whole entree. How do you know, Mia? I saw the cameras.
She saw the camera.
You saw the camera of them having a meeting late.
So Peter showed you video footage of him banging Wendy?
No. Peter, she saw footage of him and Wendy having a late meeting after the restaurant closed because he probably couldn't meet with her while the damn restaurant was
open. How that goes. That's how that goes.
And they sat there and they had a meal. Wow. Talking? Because she was talking about his food.
You think Eddie didn't know where she was?
Eddie probably was at the meeting.
I was going to say, or was even there. And this is the stuff that they do, just making up stuff just for fun.
Just that's lying. Because if that was the case, you would have brought that up a long time ago. You would have brought that up in the midst of the fight.
Girl, you've seen the footage. Stop
and it. You got mad because you said, according to you, Wendy said something about your husband. Right?
That's what she said. That was after.
That was after you threw the drink on her, though.
Threw the drink, yeah. Andy then directs a question at Robin and says to her, how is it that she found Wendy to be the antagonist since Wendy was the one that had a drink thrown on her? And Robin says she don't really know how she would have reacted if somebody threw a drink on her. And we all know how you react. We flash back to aggressive Robin over there finna get in Monique's face. And that umbrella. And honestly, when you look at that over and over again, Monique has that umbrella there to protect herself from Robin getting all up in her face. Monique was not over there like waving an umbrella around. Robin, I like to walk up on people. And not for nothing, Monique is pretty tall. Ashley is little bitty, and you was hovering over her with all that aggressiveness. So had somebody thrown a drink on you, I think you probably would have got up out of your seat because you generally do for no reason. It don't take much. Just saying. Wendy said, regardless to how you feel about me, I would even think it was messed up if somebody went over there and hit dumbass Mia in the face.
Yeah.
Because, you can acknowledge that that's not right. You shouldn't do that.
She said, she didn't say, get up. What she say? She said she didn't say. She said she didn't want her to fight. She didn't want her to do that. What did she say? What did she say to her? She told her, if you gonna fight, fight. If not, then shut up. Right?
Because if she keeps going on and if she gets up here or walks over here, you're gonna get up and it's gonna be a fight. Yeah, okay, that part. But you were also videotaping it, and
and she said, I'm showing this. Because she only videotaped her.
Wendy.
And she didn't videotape Mia. You know what I'm saying? Mia, and then even we'll get to Giselle part. But you even went on TV and said you didn't care because you didn't like her.
Because you don't like her.
That's what you said. So just
And
say
that's
that.
their reasons, that's for their reasoning for doing things. Robin says she's not trying to justify Mia's actions, but she understood her frustration. And I was like, how?
What frustration did Mia
Why would she
have?
be frustrated? She started it.
She said that's my brother. Yeah, and she said
Wendy said,
that
that's
had
not my
nothing to do
man.
with you.
I'm not here on business. I'm on vacation. I don't have to check in with Peter
Right.
when I come here.
And she then at that point she threw the drink in her face. And you understand her frustration? Just because you don't like her.
Well, Karen said Robin was over there throwing grass on the fire because, like Robin always does, she gonna try to say it wasn't her place. Like she felt like Karen should be the one to de-escalate that situation.
So you want, according to Giselle, the geriatric woman, to get in between. First of all, it was grown men.
What am I doing them for? What am I interjecting for, telling them to calm down?
She should have got up and moved out the way. Or
what she was saying was, whether I said something or not, you didn't have no business saying what you was doing. You was throwing gas on the fire. They tried to make a big deal out of her saying gaslighting. Stop it. You know what she meant. You was antagonizing the situation, Robin, with all of that videotaping and talking about if you're gonna fight. Like you didn't have to do any of those things.
Then y'all went up there and woo Mia. Mia, are you okay?
Are you okay? And Mia crying. She done threw a drink and swung her purse.
Yeah.
Andy brings up Ashley defending Monique. I wish they would stop even comparing the two things because first of all, gotta keep
well, the
saying
whole
Monique was
comparison
wrong.
was because of Giselle.
But I'm just saying the whole thing, yeah, Monique was wrong, but her and Candace was going at it. If two people get in each other's face, eventually somebody is gonna swing. There's only so much of that being in your face.
Well, then nobody swing. Giselle pushed her.
Giselle pushed.
And that started
but
it.
Also, Ashley was sitting there when that whole thing popped up. She sat there and witnessed Wendy get a drink thrown in her face, and like she said, everybody went over there and woo Mia. She wasn't there when
went to the bathroom.
She was just a character witness because you took it to court, and we know Monique got that footage, so we had to make sure that
But the whole thing is y'all saying whether you felt like she was right or wrong, she was aggressive. We watched Wendy be aggressive for absolutely no reason.
You mean Mia?
Can't say Mia. Sorry, not Wendy, Mia. So you can't say that Monique was wrong and a disrespect to her race and all of that, and then when Mia do it, it's okay because you don't like Wendy.
Well, Andy asked Giselle why she changed her stance on the whole, violent situation. And she basically said because she don't like Wendy. And so Wendy doesn't matter. And so I was like, do you hear? This is the first lady of the church that said, I don't like Wendy, so Wendy doesn't matter. So since when does a person not matter?
So if I'm seeing somebody get abused, get beat up, let's say a man jumps on his girlfriend, beats her, and I'm supposed to be like, I don't like her.
I don't like her anyway, so who cares?
I'm gonna take his side. It don't matter.
And this is the thing, Giselle. Why is it that you don't like Wendy that much? Because at the end of the day, Monique is the one that brought that whole binder and all of that stuff with Jamal and all of that. Wendy didn't do that. Wendy defended herself when y'all was saying her husband was cheating on her and she lacked substance and all those things you were saying. Why do you hate her that much? You hate her that much that you want to see her get a drink thrown in your face? I feel like that at this point, you should be over whatever she said. It's silly.
And why was that okay for Andy, for her to say that and he let it go?
He let it go, didn't say nothing else because he said that wouldn't hold up in court. What are you talking about? I mean, I guess not. I guess you can't say go to court and be like, well, I don't care because I don't like her. And Wendy gets emotional, and I can get that. I'm like, there's only so much of, grown ass women keep saying how much they don't like you and they don't care that you got assaulted.
They're
for you to be like, good grief. She said
they like
basically
it's okay for her to get beat down because I don't like her.
because I don't like her. I mean, in a sense, that's like assault. It's emotional assault. You keep doing it. When Giselle is over here,
she could have hurt her with that purse. Honestly, if you know my purse heavy. I don't know about y'all, but I got one of them heavy purses, and she could have really hurt her.
She hit her hard enough to break her own nails off, so
yeah,
it wasn't no light tap. She swung hard enough to break her own fingernails.
And she swung on the right one. Because had that been somebody else, they would have swung back on her for real.
Or she would have got kicked off the show for being violent. Had she swung on Giselle or Robin, and they would have been like, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Wendy said the only reason why she even made up with Mia in that moment is just so, the group can move on. And I get that because you're always, you ain't even at home. You somewhere in a hotel with these people. I wish she hadn't done it.
The people, whether you move on with her or not, they don't like you.
They still don't like you. And that's
so
what I was going to say. I wish she hadn't done it because it didn't change nothing.
It didn't change.
And then Giselle sat up there and said, weren't they kissing or vagina bumping? And I'm like, yeah, well,
And that's why when she did that pissed me off because I knew that was going to come up and everything. It was going, your whole point of view, your whole side was going to get downplayed just because you did that.
That's what you did. Yep. And Wendy talking about she don't know what she wants, child. So here comes the big colorism conversation. And this irritated me to my soul. First, Andy tries to back himself out of it. Like, I'm a white man and I shouldn't be, leading this conversation. They were asked if they wanted a moderator, but they declined. They shouldn't have declined. There should have been a moderator.
It should have been moderated.
I was thinking, who could moderate? And for some reason, I was like, Amanda Seale, because she's light like them. But she, she's real on the inside. So, but they needed somebody who was not going to let them.
They needed, what's her name that used to rock them on her knee? What's her name?
Who?
That woman used to be sit up there hugging.
Ayanla.
That's who they needed. Somebody who would come in and keep it real with them.
Yeah. But okay, would they even consider Ayanla her opinion valid because she's brown skinned? So they would say she's biased to the brown skinned girls because because she's
I wouldn't give a damn. That's the whole purpose.
I'm just saying. See, Amanda is light skinned. I'd throw their ass off. They ain't ready for that. I'm just saying they needed a mediator.
I just don't want Amanda to come in there and punk out like old girl did.
I ain't never seen Amanda punk out. You mean like Ebony? Ebony would be another one, but I don't know. Like, she's here for the check, so you gotta be careful with those that are only here for the check. So he gives the floor to Candace, and Candace, starts with the definition of colorism.
But before that, Candace said that she didn't believe it was colorism in the group.
She said that. I think, yeah, there is.
Then you gave every example of why there is colorism in the group.
Let's just look at the aesthetic. Let's just look at the aesthetic of the group. There's what, out of 7 women, 2 of them are brown. And 2 of them, the 2 brown girls, are targeted. That's just off of what we look at.
And the one that y'all kicked off was the other brown girl.
The one is the other brown girl. And I was like, when you look at the Housewives of Atlanta, when they're all sitting there, it don't have nothing to do with their complexion. You got a singer, you got a track star, you got an actress, you got a beauty queen. You got all these people that really you look at them based on what their
they do.
interesting lifestyle
Right.
is. And they be all different colors. What you call it? Tanya came in there. We love Tanya. That was a little too much for her lifestyle, but she was somebody that was fun and wealthy. And so the complexion thing has never been a thing with Atlanta. So when you're looking at Potomac, it's just weird. Even so, 3 out of the 5 friends of the show, 2 of them is like it's like y'all only interact with people, and apparently, you know, Sharice is so rich they don't want to piss her off because she's the leader of the social circle. You know, but she kisses their ass. And I think that's the only way, you know, it didn't do nothing for Candace. Candace was kissing their ass, and they still don't, you know, acknowledge her feelings.
I think if Sharice had stayed on the show longer, it would have went left with her too.
It would have went left on her.
Yep.
Because at some point they gotta have somebody to target.
Yep. And here and like I said, okay. This whole little how long are they on the subject? 10 minutes? 5?
Not even.
That. So that little quick little talk, her doing a definition, Giselle over there rolling her eyes, and then when it was over,
did you notice when she started giving the definition of light-skinned girls, everybody except Karen got tight. Like they was already on ready. Like, okay, here we go.
Well, she said when it was over, she said, let's move on from that, or some smart shit.
She said we went high. She said we went high. Now let's get back to the low. That's what she said.
What they should have did was get a moderator, like you said, because Candace can't even do that because they're not listening to Candace as it is.
No matter what Candace says, they're not gonna go with it. Candace sat up there and explained how she's the emotional one in the group, and people will basically be harder on her based on her actions in comparison to Robin. This
and Robin said, they call me mean. They call
light-skinned girls, shut up, because this is not a I don't see color ass moment either, Robin.
That's what it was.
You are aggressive and you're still there for doing not nothing. And when you like in this particular situation, y'all can't be mad. Like it is a thing. Like as a light-skinned woman, you gotta acknowledge that it's a thing. What are you talking about? Y'all sitting up there trying like you said, because it's Candace, y'all are sitting up there trying to defend. We're not talking about you being a mean girl, because you are a mean girl. That was not what the conversation was. The conversation is people are going to judge her more harshly based on her complexion. Acknowledge that that's a thing, dummy.
Well, let's just acknowledge that the colorist that we're talking about is Giselle and Robin.
And Ashley, and I'm gonna tell you why, Ashley. You think you're not, but you are.
Well, you know, we didn't have our little comparison with how she feel about Candace.
Well, okay, so Giselle is confused.
You can try. Giselle ain't
confused. She wants to know how come Candace's emotions have anything to do with the color of her skin. It don't. Her being emotional, Candace is emotional. She walks around with a freaking tissue attached to her at all times, ready. That's a fact. She's emotional. That's not what the whole point is, though. So, you know.
You ate the whole box. Hold on. Did you eat the whole box? Where's the ones you just?
Giselle is just not bright. I just feel like, I mean, if you don't understand, girl, yeah, again, they just over here, like you said, we need a mediator and I feel like Giselle and Robin still would have been tight, not, you know, trying to defend themselves in the situation. And I mean, a hit dog will holler, I guess, because the only reason why Karen didn't feel like she needed to defend herself. You know, and
then, those are the 2 guilty ones. The 2 guilty ones was the ones that was debating the whole conversation. And I'm telling you how I feel.
4. I'm gonna give it to Mia, Ashley, Robin, and Giselle. All 4 of them are colorists. Mia, just because your daughter is brown skinned don't mean you.
And quit using that. Because what do that have to do with the way you acting, the way you treat
Right.
somebody? Because your
Right.
daughter is brown skinned. That sounds like folks be having. I have a black friend. You know what I'm saying?
My husband is black.
But you still out here calling females. You know what I'm saying?
Karen then speaks and says, this is why she's the grande dame. Karen says she owns the plantation where her family was raised, and dig that. How do you even, most of us don't even know where that is. I don't know, like.
Because I'm looking for club down in New Orleans.
But I'm just saying, like, that's deep. You own the plantation that your family was raised.
They probably never left that plantation, that land. That family brought that land back.
I mean, and then she went on to explain the house slave versus field slave. I feel like y'all already know that.
They know that.
Stop it.
They ain't stupid. They know it.
And she was explaining to Giselle, who can't understand, that Ashley is judged harshly based on her. I mean, not Ashley. That Candace is judged more harshly, and Wendy, based on, because they came in calling Wendy aggressive. Based on her complexion, and they're not that dumb. I want them to stop saying that. And then Ashley chimes in saying maybe they don't like Candace because of, because it's Candace.
Maybe you just don't like Candace. So once again, whatever Candace say, you can't see past nothing that she say because you don't like her.
Ashley acknowledges her privilege being a light-skinned woman.
Ashley embraces her privilege of being a light-skinned woman. She ain't just acknowledging it. She wallows in that shit.
Not only, I'm gonna take you one further than that. She doesn't embrace it. She leans into her biracial makeup. Girl, you married the Crypt Keeper in order to be aligned.
The colonizer that got all this land in So when Candace was calling him your slave master and your overseer, we find out it was more to that. Oh, okay.
She says the dynamics of the group are not based on the color of skin, and I'm like, that is a lie. Here you go again, another I don't see color ass comment. What are you talking about, Ashley?
I didn't. I was this whole little quick little segment they did pissed me off.
They should have just didn't do it. If you wasn't gonna do it for real,
what they should have did was exit this BS last 30 minutes.
30 minutes with Robin,
and y'all should have dedicated that with
Do it right.
And then had a real conversation, because we don't need to hear nothing else about Juan and Robin when she ain't going nowhere. I don't even want
going nowhere. She's married now, allegedly. Well, Mia agrees with Ashley, and I'm like, of course you agree with Ashley.
Of course you do.
And so y'all all basically just sat up there and proved exactly the point that was trying to be made.
Yep.
Is instead of just, because at this point, just like Andy said, I ain't gonna say nothing, y'all probably should have shut up too. Unless you're gonna acknowledge that it's a thing, it's a real thing.
But what ended up happening is they all sat up there and defended themselves against Candace, and at the end, Candace ended up saying, well, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you saying that. So at the end, y'all made her feel bad. You know what I'm saying?
And they
y'all made her thanking
themselves on the back. Good job, ladies.
Child.
Well, Jacqueline's here, and I don't care. We don't care. We don't care that her and Mia are fighting. They can pull out some stupid Pandora box, because after this moment of colorism that we just didn't really discuss, if y'all think that we give a shit about Jacqueline and Mia's relationship, we do not. I do not. I don't think you do. So, there's that. I'm not even getting into all the details of that. Next week, Gordon says he didn't penetrate any of Mia's friends. I mean, I guess that's good to know.
Who got to say that? Who say that though?
G.
Child.
Um,
Did you sleep with such? Well, we didn't. It wasn't penetrated.
nobody penetrated anything.
Okay.
Sharice shows up. I guess one last attempt to tell Karen's business.
Okay.
You want to come on TV, brown skinned girl, and tear down the lady that owns the plantation where her family was. That's a good look, because I think that's a big deal. After she said that, and I knew that, but she said it again, and I'm like, I wish I knew. Like, not that I need to own the land, but I wish I knew where that even was. Sharice, Kristen versus Giselle. He got some things to get off his chest, and I understand why. And Giselle defends Juan. He's not there, and he's not coming, so somebody got to defend his ass.
Child.
And on that note, y'all need to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back next week with part 3 of this nonsense. Bye. Thank you for your time, and have a nice day.
Say it then.
Say it.
It says too late. All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. Bye.